So I know this isn't a science video, but I wanted to share a little bit about what I've been up to. So I actually just got back a couple days ago from the Clarion Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Workshop, which was a 6-week in-person workshop in San Diego at UCSD. And that was amazing. And I tried to make a vlog of like Clarion while I was there, but I don't think I'm gonna actually do anything with that because it ended up being just a lot of me crying and repeating myself over and over again, which nobody wants to watch that. But basically there's 18 people. It's a very competitive workshop. I've applied many times and this is the first time I got in. And if you've seen some of my other stuff, you know that was a kind of very last minute surprise decision because I was on the wait list. But yeah, basically we have workshop every day during the week. And so we read one story from each person. So every week I had to read 17 stories from my fellow Clarionettes, and they're all such talented writers. It's honestly made me so jealous. But it was amazing to read all their stuff. But it also took so much time. That's a lot of reading. I really, I knew I was going to have to write a lot because I had to submit a story every week as well. And I was prepared for that. But I think I was definitely unprepared for how long all that reading was going to take me. And so I was definitely staying up very late. I cannot read another story. I can't to get it all done. But I did, and I did not miss a single day workshop. So that was exciting. And we also did some craft talks, and we had a different instructor every week. We had 1 week where we didn't do workshop and submit stories as a kind of generative week, and we did writing exercises and stuff. So that was really fun. Really great experience. I think some of my main takeaways from Clarion, one is that I love to write. I think this was one of the things I kind of wanted to figure out going in is is this going to be too much writing for me? Am I going to be no, this actually is not that enjoyable and not something I really want to do as much? And it turns out no. I did my last final workshop of the 6 weeks on the Monday of our last week, which meant that I didn't have anything to turn in after that. And I was still spending my afternoons writing because I like to write. Even after writing pretty much every day for 6 weeks, I still wanted to write. So that's really cool, I think, to realize that that is something I do love. I mean, I kind of knew that because I have been writing forever, literally as long as I can remember. And I don't know, if I was going to give it up, I probably would have at this point. But and then the other thing, and this is just a personal thing, is that I always knew that I was a very introverted person. I mean, I have been my whole life. And I always knew that I was pretty far on the end of introversion to the point that I would sometimes call myself a hermit. But what I didn't know was that I was most introverted of 18 science fiction and fantasy writers introverted. I had to laugh so hard. Someone called me the rarest Pokemon because it was so hard to see me outside of my room. I'm also a total baby. And so the workshop's in San Diego. I live in Pasadena in LA. I saw my husband at least 3 of the weekends of the workshop because I just cannot spend 6 weeks away from him. So I was a little spoiled. I also had my car, which was very nice, so I could go places. Anyway, not the point. But I think, it's fine. It's fine to know that. And I think that in some ways it gives me a little bit of peace because, I'm almost 38 years old. I am who I am. And I think sometimes I think if I could go back and if I could redo college or something, would I be more outgoing and I would make more friends and I would and I'm no, I wouldn't. I would still be me. I actually hung out the most with people when I was a kid because I think school is a very fertile environment for making friends. I hung out with a lot of people in high school. Love you guys. And even then, my parents would not ground me as a punishment. They did not use grounding as a punishment because they said that it was not a punishment for me to have to stay home. And they were not wrong about that. I think maybe my senior year, they did start grounding me a couple times because that's when I started being a little bit of less of a goody two-shoes because let's be honest, I always have been. And I mean, I just don't understand how people spend so much time with other people. I mean, I'm in my room alone talking to my camera. This is how I get a large majority of my social interaction in, which is probably the most introverted thing ever. But the things I like to do, I like to write, I like to read, I like to play video games, I like to watch TV. These are all very solitary activities. I don't know what people do with other people. There's something wrong with me. I actually used to have this friend, she's actually passed away now, so RIP, but when we were younger, she would be Nora, come over, and I'd be I don't want to come over, I'm going to read my book, and she's no, you can come over and just read your book here, and so I would do that. I would go to her house, I would just sit there and read my book, and because she wanted someone to hang out with, and I just wanted to read my books. Anyway, I'm back in Pasadena now, and I am taking this week off and trying to catch up on a bunch of stuff. And then on Monday, I'm starting a new job, and I am so fucking stressed about this, you guys. You have no idea. I'm so excited. I really hope that it's going to be fun, and I can, hopefully tell you more about it once I know more about it. Because to be honest, it's going to be a very big learning learning curve for me as well. But I'm just trying to keep myself sane as I go through that process. And I am working on a video, but it is very not far along. Like I said, during the workshop, I was crazy busy and I did not have much time to do anything besides reading and writing. And so I am working on a video about why there is stuff in the universe. And yeah, that's going to be about matter and antimatter. But I haven't even finished the script yet, so don't expect that anytime soon. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys a little update and let you know how things are going, because some of you were curious about what I was up to. So anyway, thanks, and I will see you again soon.